on Tyrese Maxey because he answered the call without Joel Embiid, dropping 31 points and adding 6 dimes. Rookie VJ Edgecombe also came up big. He had a double-double, 19 points and 11 boards for him. Philadelphia took care of Orlando, 109-97. You heard the crowd yelling, "We want Boston" last night. Well, guess what? That is just what you will get. A Celtics team that has won 9 out of their last 11 games. Congratulations. How intriguing now is this series between Philadelphia and Boston?
Much better than it would have been if it was Orlando. So, I mean, from that standpoint, you have a, natural rival. They played a million times. I mean, it's the second best rivalry in the history of the NBA after Sixers, after Lakers and Celtics. It's the next one. They play, Chamberlain, Russell, Bird, Julius. You go on and on and on. I mean, it's a great rivalry. Now, I don't think Philadelphia's going to beat Boston. We don't know where Embiid is. But, Philadelphia's got some, listen, they got a good backcourt. George is in and out of these games sometimes, but they still have him. They feel comfortable with the Celtics. Embiid, maybe he plays in the middle of that first round. We'll have to wait and see with his surgery there when he might be available. Although when he is available, you never know with him. He might play 20 minutes, and so that may not mean that much anyway. But as far as the NBA is concerned, Philly-Boston is box office. That series has juice because it's the historical aspect of that series. And one thing on Orlando, before I throw it to Steve, Orlando for years has been in a million lotteries, Suggs, Banchero, Dwight Howard, and they never do anything. Every single year, they've had lottery picks for 100 years, and they have never been able to sustain anything. They're liable to lose to Charlotte in a couple days. They make trains for Bane. He has a huge game last night. It's funny about the Magic. They have not been a factor. I know they had the 1 year with Howard getting to the final with Stan, but since they lost Shaq, they've been a mess.
Wait.
I kept on thinking about that last night with the Magic.
Wait, I love you, right? Like you're my favorite person. Paulo Banchero.
Banchero, I said Banchero.
I love my favorite. My favorite is when Doggy just throws a little doggyism in there on some names.
Yeah, but I do that all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Sooner or later,
you can count on Doggy getting the name wrong. You can count on Doggy getting the name wrong. That's just what he does. That's just what he does. It's cool.
A little carefully.
But aren't I right, Steve, about the Magic? Sooner or later, maybe you like to see them win 55 games and be a factor in the Eastern Conference for crying out loud. Mike, how many draft picks do you want?
No question. No question about it. Banchero can play, but they got to be better. They got to be better, and they've been a disappointment for the Boston Celtics to bench their top 7 players last Sunday, and for you to lose to them anyway, knowing that you would be in a position you would have hosted the game in Orlando for the play-in. Had you won that game, and to lose that and to have to go to Philly and then lose that game, it's definitely an indictment against the Orlando Magic. There's no way about it. I will tell you, thank God it's not Orlando, Boston, because we ain't too interested in that. Philadelphia, Boston, that's definitely something that's traditional, it's historic. We look forward to that, but let's be very, very clear. Philly fans will regret saying we want Boston. You're not beating the Boston Celtics. And let's put this in perspective as well. This is the 12th straight year Boston is in the playoffs. Longest streak in the NBA by about 4 years, compared to anybody else, okay? This is a Boston Celtics team that parted ways with 4 of its top 8 players. And they still finished as a number 2 seed. With Jason Tatum missing 62 games, they still ended up being a top 2 seed in the Eastern Conference with their secondary star in Jaylen Brown emerging as a league MVP candidate because Jason Tatum was out for those 62 games. That's the Boston Celtics team we're talking about. This is par for the course for them. They ain't worried. They ain't fazed. They are in the slightest by the Philadelphia 76ers. Tyrese Maxey is going to have to be spectacular in this series. VJ Edgecombe and Paul George is going to have to add some assistance because nobody thinks that Joel Embiid is going to be available because of the appendectomy or whatever the hell it was that he's going through. You have those issues. And Philadelphia is formidable and better offensively when Joel Embiid is in the lineup. If he's not expected to be in the lineup, if he's not going to be there, the task is even that much more daunting because they were going to beat Philly with Embiid on the court. So you damn sure know they ain't going to lose to Philly without Embiid on the court. That's the situation involving the Boston Celtics right now against the Philadelphia 76ers. But we still should be happy that we have this series because it brings back a lot of memories. And if Philly can manage to win a couple of games in this series, we'll all walk away winners because it would have been a decent series if they had done that.
100%. I think that would be the number. If Steve just hit it. I think if Philly can win 2 games, they did a heck of a job. So let's hope for a game 6 down the road in that series.
So Philly will have 3 days off, and then they could potentially have 8 days off for their first home game of this playoff series against the Celtics, who, by the way, have won 15 of their 22 playoff series against the 76ers. I shouldn't make fun of you with names. I butchered one yesterday. I'll tell you.
Did.
Right.
All right, please.
Butchered one.
Yes.
And get up on ESPN. Let's do some over-unders here, looking ahead to the playoffs. The odds courtesy of DraftKings. Alan Hahn, Lakers round 1 matchup against the Rockets. LeBron James, 25.5 points in game 1. We go over or under?
I'm going over. He has to. He also has a week off. That's good for the old bones. I think he knows he's got to have a big night.
See if he can get it going in game 1. Hey, Tim McMahon, who else needs to get it going? If the Lakers are going to steal game 1, give me one other player who has to play big for the Lakers.
Dominating. DeAndre Ayton. He ain't no Clint Capella.
There we go.
Look, he's got to be the best big man in this series. Not just better than Capella, he's got to be better than Alperen Şengün for the Lakers to have a chance to win this series without Luke and Austin Reeves.
We've talked about this series plenty. Again, the Lakers are prohibitive underdog. Let's get to the next one. Nuggets and T-Wolves. This has become a great rivalry in the NBA. Alan, the number for Jokic on combined points, rebounds, and assists is 51.5 in game 1. What do you think?
I think he might not need to be over on this one, right? I think like the numbers could be there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. So I'm going to say under, not because he can't do it, but I don't think he's going to need to do it against this team.
I just wrote down 26, 15, and 12 goes over.
Yeah.
So
15's a lot.
The under there is an interesting one. Shump, give me an idea here. We got Jokic on one side, we got Ant on the other. We got teams that seem to have, and I appreciate this, a little genuine dislike or at least acknowledgement of a rivalry here. How do you see this? Give me a look at this thing here as far as this series.
I mean, as I look at it, one, you're never going to stop a Jokic, right? But one thing that I would like to see done, I've never seen anybody guard him and stay true to just reading his passing lane. Nobody's ever taken his vision away. And we found success sometimes against Golden State where we took Draymond's vision away to where it just discouraged him going to his hot spots of where he wants to throw the ball to make things happen. I think that Jokic has been able to freely survey the field just because people are begging to get the ball out of his hands. So allowing him to pick you apart can't be good for anybody. I think if they make the offense go through their guards, make their guards have to do more decision-making, it could be a success story for the Timberwolves.
Minnesota.
That's why they use Gobert as the free safety against him instead of one-on-one, because they throw guards at him and then they let Gobert take away the vision last minute when he's about to make that decision.
That may be the best first-round matchup we have. Or, sneakily, maybe it's the Knicks and the Hawks. This is a really interesting series.
Oh, yeah.
Alan, Jalen Brunson's total in game 1, which will be Saturday at 6 p.m., is 27.5 points. We go over or under?
Yeah, now he averages 30 points a game in the playoffs in a Knick uniform. So you'd want to say over, but you know the Hawks are going to trap him and take the ball out of his hands. Dyson Daniels going to be all over him. I'm going to go under. I'm going to say in game 1, knowing the game plan and what it's going to be, someone else and some others are going to carry most of the offense. I think he's going to have a higher assist game if the Knicks are going to win.
So, Tim McMahon, I've had a lot of people over the course of the last couple of weeks telling me Atlanta is dangerous. This is a dangerous team. This is not who the Knicks wanted in round 1. For the longest time, it looked like it was shaping up for the Knicks to play Toronto.
Yep.
And then at the very end, it flips. How do you see this series, Tim McMahon?
Well, listen, Cat's got to show up. Cat is always going to determine the ceiling for the New York Knicks. You know what you're getting out of Brunson. What are you going to get out of Karl Anthony Towns? And this should be a series for him. One thing the Hawks don't have is a lot of front court size. Cat has to be aggressive. He has to be involved. The guards, the coaches have to make sure that he's involved, but he's got to deliver. If he does, then the Knicks ought to be able to win this series.
Shump, this is a Karl Anthony Towns series to you?
For sure, man. We got to let the cat out the bag. You know what I'm saying? It's time to let the cat out the bag. Don't let the cat get your tongue. Hey, listen, what has to happen, though, I think early on, they have to believe that they're going to cat. Like, we need to see it game 1. We need to see it game 2. we need to know that this is going to be a healthy diet. I can't have it to where we're just using Cat for one moment in time. I like for him to know that he's a part of this, because when he feels like he's a part of this, and you've seen it, it's like it's contagious for everybody. But you get a lot more out of him.
Just touching the basketball.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be shots.
Sometimes it's doing that, and that becomes a thing that makes him go to the board. He's going to the offensive rebound more. He's trying to be involved a little bit more. He may not be backing people down, but he's turning his back and surveying the field. Like, it's things like that that have to happen.
So if the Knicks lose the series, is it a catastrophe?
I see what you did there.
What you were doing.
Epic proportion. Vinny Goodwill, sitting in that chair yesterday, said on this show he thinks there is more pressure on the Knicks than any other team as we begin this playoffs. You work with the Knicks. For those who don't know, you do the games and all. Do you think do they feel that? Do they feel that pressure? The whole world is expecting them to get their shot at Boston, and they got to get through a tough first round.
Oh no, there's no. I don't think it's external pressure though. I think it's internal. I think they know it from day one, from the start of training camp. They started the season in Abu Dhabi. They were the first ones on the court in the NBA season. And they knew it from that moment forward that this season is all about getting that next step to the NBA.
Yeah, if they looking around that locker room and they're not feeling that pressure, then there's a problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If y'all are looking around and y'all don't feel like we're all supposed to be in the finals at the end of the year, then that's the problem.
They've been talking about it all year, Sean. Internally, all year.
We'll see if they can get it done. One other thing